Hey Wonder Girls, this is Wonder A here. I brought you guys a girl, my homegirl Ariana.
Hi guys, I missed you guys over this past year. As you guys remember, I live in California, but I'm excited to come and visit you guys and be making projects, and I hope you guys are as excited as I am for today's project.
Yeah, so I hope you girls remember her. A lot of you girls have told us that we look alike many times, and that's why I brought her here so that you guys can see us once again coming together and working with you girls. So today we're gonna do a different project, of course. Today we're gonna go ahead and start with our bridges. So what type of bridges are there, Ariana?
Well, there's actually a lot of type of bridges. There's a suspension bridge, a beam bridge. There's also bridges that have arcs in them, but all of them offer different types of support depending on where you need the bridge.
And I do know that there's a couple of engineers that come together and work together just to figure out what design they're gonna do, what shape, and just everything before they start the actual building of it. So why don't you tell me, Ariana, why are some straight and why are some curved?
Well, like I said, there's a different reason for which type of bridges people use. A main reason why they use a different type of bridge would be the length or the the span of how far they need the distance of the bridge to cover. For instance, a suspension bridge is better for long distance, such as the Golden Gate Bridge. But then people would use an arched one for things that aren't as far apart. For instance, imagine you're driving on the freeway and you see a bridge go across the freeway. That's way shorter compared to the Golden Gate Bridge.
So you guys use bridges all the time, whether you realize it or not. You use it to transport from one place to the other. You might take one just to get to school. You might take one to go to the grocery store. You never know, but they're all over the place, whether you guys realize it or not. So we are gonna get started with our materials. So let's just gather them and then we'll be back in a bit. All right, girlies, so we're back and we're back with our materials finally. So for the first material, we are going to need 4-inch cable ties. You're also gonna need your wooden sticks. And we're gonna need to use some glue guns. However, you do not have to use glue guns because I know that the glue is very hot and you might have to get an adult to help you out. And if not, you can just use regular glue or wood glue, but know that that is gonna take a little bit longer.
All right, Wonder Girls, let's get started with our beam bridges.
Beam bridges?
Yeah.
I thought we were making the suspension bridge.
But why would we use a suspension bridge?
Well, because of the triangles in the suspension bridge.
Oh, the truss.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So for suspension bridges, they use truss, which is basically a whole bunch of triangles for support. So we're going to demonstrate why triangles are better for support than squares are.
Yeah, so you might be wondering why the triangles instead of any other shape. Of course, we can't do circles. Circles would be a little too hard to work with when it comes up to bridges, but we're gonna explain it with a triangle right here and with a square right here. So first, we're gonna show you girls why we shouldn't use a square.
So say we're crossing a bridge and we're applying pressure to the top, right? Well, with a square, it's whenever you start to apply pressure, it'll fall and turn into kind of like a rhombus.
So be careful with the glue gun, girls. It's hot. And then
versus a triangle, you apply pressure to the top and the two sides are gonna support it and go up so that it doesn't fall down.
And that is why a suspension bridge with triangles really works instead of the square one. But I mean, I want to do a suspension, you want to do a beam. What are we gonna do?
I guess Andrea will show you how to do a suspension bridge and why it's better for long distance bridges, and then I'm gonna do a beam bridge, which shows that it's still good for support, but over short distances. So let's get started.
Perfect. All right.
Okay, so basically for my beam bridge, I'm just going to be making what is called 2 piers. So basically you're just gonna make you're gonna stack a whole bunch of wood sticks on top of each other, and these are just gonna be one pier, and then you're gonna do it again to the other one on that side, and then you're going to super glue them this way, and basically this is going to be your main support for your bridge. Okay,
so what I'm going to be doing for mine is triangles like we just spoke about, but for the first step I am just going to make the little lines for the bridges so that I know where I want my triangles to be, and I know the length of my little bridge, and I know that it's going to be the same on both ends. So for that, it's pretty simple. You're just going to make a straight line with these little wood sticks, and we're just going to put them together by the ends with the glue sticks until we get one little straight line. And girls, I want you guys to know that, I don't know if you guys remember previously, you probably do because it was like 5 minutes ago, but how I told you girls that there's bridges all over the place and there's always gonna be a bridge that helps you transport from one place to the other one, of course. So I wanted you girls to know that there's more than 500,000 bridges in the US at the moment. So that's an awesome little fact for you girls. And obviously our engineers and our scientists are the ones that we have to thank for those bridges. So if one of you girls wants to become an engineer one day, I give props to you girls, and I hope to see your bridges someday soon. And I hope to be able to drive under them or over them. My bad. Alrighty, so we're just gonna make our little straight line, and that's the good thing about this glue, that it does dry really quickly, but like I said, it's extremely hot, so it's pretty hard to work with. And if you do burn yourself, make sure that you guys go and tell an adult or something so that they can take care of that little scab that is gonna leave on you. Alrighty girls, so also make sure that you guys are always careful. Wait, what are you doing, Ari?
Here I'm just making my pier, so I'm stacking up different wooden sticks. And a fun fact is actually, so the farther that these piers go from the bridge, the weaker the main beam is going to be. So say I had another 4 of these, the farther that these are from each other, the less support they're going to give for the main part of the bridge, okay? And that's why they can only support, like this bridge is only used for places of shorter distances.
Alright girls, so I think I'm gonna use only 4 sticks for my sides of the bridge as the guide for how long I'm gonna want my bridge. And I hope that it does hold a lot more than Ariana's. I know some of you girls are rooting for me.
She always has to make it complete.
I know some of y'all are still rooting for me. And you guys are right to do so, because I am gonna win this. And my bridge is gonna hold a little bit more than hers.
Keep talking, just wait till they're done.
Alright.
Okay guys, so for this part, I'm just making the support. So I'm stacking 3 wooden sticks. It doesn't matter how much you guys want to do, but mine's not going to be that long. So you're going to go ahead and stick these together, and these are going to be the support on the side of your bridge that's going to go across like this. And then I'm going to do a whole bunch across this way. And so basically these ones on the side are going to hold up the ones that are going vertically.
And if you girls are deciding to do my bridge, we're gonna go ahead and do those little lines with the 4 little wood sticks. Actually, how many times? Let's see. So we need 2 per little side of the bridge, and our bridge is gonna be looking like this. So we're gonna do 2 for the bottom, 2 for one side, and 2 for the other side. So that's gonna be a total of 8. So we're gonna do 8 of the same little things, and let's get started. Course, and for this design we're gonna do little X's, and if you guys notice, the X's do make 2 triangles at the bottom and at the top, and then we're gonna just continue making those X's all throughout the bottom of it.
Okay. So here I already have my main base. So this is going to be the beam part, which is why it's called a beam bridge. This is your beam, and then these are your 2 piers. But I made them a little bit like shorter just because I didn't want to use a lot of sticks, but of course you guys can make them bigger. So for example, here, the closer that these 2 piers are on the bottom, the stronger this bridge is going to be. But the farther that you move these apart from each other, this middle is going to be not as sturdy, as you can see here. Yeah, so that's just an example of the beam bridge. So that's why beam bridges are only used for short distances. How's your bridge coming, Andrea?
It's going great.
Is it?
Yes, it is, and I'm pretty sure that all of my girlies that are doing the bridge with me are doing great. Make sure that you girlies show us what your bridges are looking like. You guys can just share your pictures with us, and that way we can see. Well, it looks like you're done, Ariana, so
Yeah.
do you mind helping me with one side of my bridges, please?
Why not?
Awesome. And if you could explain to my girlies how to do that one side.
All right, so here we're starting over. So remember, you just want to start by making an X with one of your sticks, like this. So you're just gonna apply a little bit of glue at one end, a little bit of glue at the other end, and do it diagonally. Make sure you're not doing it straight like in this one. So if you can see here, it's diagonal. And then you're just gonna cross another stick over that one to make that X. And that's what's gonna give your bridge more support.
All right, girlies, so we're almost done. So we are gonna continue doing these until we finish them up, and then we'll be right back with you guys shortly. All right, girlies, so I have finished my bottom and my two sides here. Of course, like I said, they are not the straightest. They're not the most perfect, but they are done, and they were done with my hard work, and that is very much accurate. That is very much good for me, and I'm sure that you girls is gonna look amazing as well, or is already looking amazing. So I did just make the last little 4 sticks so that I could put it on the bottom for another reinforcement of it, and after that we are gonna put them together. But wait a minute, what are you doing?
Well, so I figured maybe we could do like kind of like a suspension bridge and a beam bridge. So even though it's still a beam bridge, I figured I would add a little bit of suspension to it. So a suspension bridge uses cables, but since we don't have cables, I'm going to use the wooden sticks. So basically, there is something at the top, which when I'm done, these are all going to be held this way. And those are suspending cables in order to hold up the beam bridge for a little bit more support.
Awesome. Alrighty, girls. So after I have put my bottom part on, I'm gonna do the second part of it, or in the very last part of it, which is the actual putting of them together and making it into a bridge. So I don't know if you guys can see it already, but I can already imagine what my bridge is going to look like. And for that, we are going to use our little zip ties here. As you girls can see, I did one side a little too tight, so it made the little bridge side of it collapse to the middle. But this side is pretty good and sturdy, so there is no problem with that if that happens. It is bound to happen to a couple of you girls, and I just want you girls to know that it's completely okay. We can also fix it once again. We're just gonna cut those zip ties, and then we're gonna try it again. Alrighty, so this time, in order to prevent it from being too tight, we're gonna make sure that this makes a T on this side. I don't know if you girls can see right there, but it's making my T right here with this stick and this stick, right down the middle. That way it can be holding it up instead of making a little dent where it goes inside. And I'm tightening it, not too tight so that it doesn't become, it doesn't make it collapse, but tight enough so that it does not come off and so that it holds it. And then we're gonna do that 3 more times once again. That's tight enough. Alrighty, and then the last zip tie is going on the end again. I'm gonna make another T over here, the same exact thing that we did at the beginning. Alrighty. There we go. Alrighty, Wonder Girls, well, this is the bridge that I made. This is the bridge that Ariana made over here, and this is another bridge that we had previously made. Of course, there are all kinds of different kinds of bridges, and you probably have seen one of these somewhere in your life, and you have not yet. You probably will. And yeah, can you explain a little bit about your bridge, Ariana?
So like I said, mine is a beam bridge. So this is the main beam here. These are the 2 piers, which like I said, the farther you put these, the less support that the beam is actually going to have. So they should be closer together. And then I also added a little bit of suspension. So normally, like for instance, with a Golden Gate Bridge, there's going to be 2 pillars that are like really tall and there's cables suspending, but I put these pillars horizontally. But these are the cables that would be suspending it or holding up the bridge for a little bit more support.
Girls, I am really excited to see you guys' bridges, so I really hope you girls share some images with us and show us what your creativity got to be. And if you colored them, that would be great. If you added a little bit of words all over them, that would be awesome. And like I said, I really want to see them. I hope I can see them. I hope you guys do share them with us. and we had a great time making these bridges. I hope you girls did too. I hope you girls didn't burn yourselves like we did, but it was fun nonetheless, and we hope to see you girls next time. Remember never to stop your creativity, alrighty girls? See y'all next time.
Maybe tongue can fly so high till you and I